Hello everyone, Armin is here, and here is Maarcast. When you start watching the anime Naruto, you can see the group of young shinobis, which usually have 3 members, and most of them have 2 male characters and a female one, if we don't look at their sensei, of course. So because of that, their number is not that much, and we can cover most of them in a video. But as you already knew, there are other villages beside Konoha, and there are not our goal in this one. So here is our list of people we want to talk about.
I don't know. Sakura,
Yamanaka, Ino, Hyuga, Hinata, Tenten, Kurenai, Tsunade, Anko, and Temari. Although she is from Sand Village, we see her most of the time in Konoha, so I decided to analyze her too. So as the story goes, you will see characters becoming more mature, starting to understand how the chakra system works and what are their natural talents. Some of the clans has their own special ninjutsus or potentials so that they can improve them by learning how to control and activate it. So you have Sharingan in Uchiha clan, which is a eye power, and you have Byakugan in Hyuga clan, which is another powerful eye ability that only their clan has it. There are some other cool abilities which is extremely rare, like Hashirama, one of the most powerful masters who was fluent in wood style, and he was the damn first Hokage. So ability to control and be Jinchuriki was in Uzumaki clan. These are examples of genetic conditions that you can find in some clans, and maybe some of them are not things you can compare to in all characters and say these are results of hard work. But of course we just want to see which character is the worst in power and ability and maybe even personality. Okay, let's look at each one of these female characters and see what they can do in this field. As you watch Naruto childhood timeline, you get to know almost all of the names I mentioned before. But sure, they are still kids and some of them are absolutely useless. And if you haven't watched this anime yet, be aware that this comparison probably has a sport, so yeah. Okay, let's start with Hyuga Hinata. Hyuga family is one of the strongest families in Konoha. One of their special abilities is Byakugan. When their Byakugan activates, they start gaining 360-degree eyesight, which helps them to cover every angle and be aware if something happens on their back. But we see in an episode that Neji's Byakugan has a blind spot, so it's not a complete jutsu and has its own weaknesses. Besides that, Byakugan gives them an internal sight which shows chakra flow, and they know which spot they should attack to block this flow. Hinata and Neji are both from this clan. Although they are both strong because of their genes, but Hinata's character is more of a cute, innocent, shy girl who doesn't want to hurt anyone. Even as a child, she can use her Byakugan well and even fight back at Neji in Chunin exam, although she couldn't win the battle, but her performances was pretty well at the moment though. Next we have Yamanaka family. They have a special ability which is being used to enter into enemy's mind for finding information, or possessing their body for spying on enemy's field. This technique is not for battlefields, but it is pretty useful in getting information from hideouts and other things. Ino can possess other people's body with this technique, but her own body will be powerless at the meantime, and she can move it, which means it's not a good thing in solo fight. Now, Tenten is another female character. She doesn't have anything special and we don't see her much, but her main ability is to use shuriken and kunais, and I believe there is not much about her family, so let's move on. Temari. Okay, now I don't know much about her family abilities, but she's pretty strong even when she's just a kid. I mean, Sand Village is strong and they compare themselves to Konoha Village, but at the Chunin exam, their shinobis were at another level, if you compare it to Konoha, of course. Temari uses Winjutsu with her massive hand fan, and I guess that's it, although it isn't much, but it's a very powerful tool and she even helps Shikamaru later on with just one move, and she ended the whole battle, which was taking too much time when there was only Shikamaru. The last one is Haruna Sakura, who is really useful during the first 220 episodes of Naruto Childhood. Her family doesn't have any unique deal. Her life story wasn't odd and interesting. Her goal was becoming Sasuke's girlfriend. She ended her friendship with Ino just to fight with her over Sasuke. She hated Naruto, the most important character in the whole anime. She couldn't do anything, and when I say anything, I mean it. Jesus. 220 episodes and she only shouts. And that's it. She only stands there and does nothing. Only thing she is capable of during that time is controlling over her chakra and being good at paper exam. Even during the Chunin exam, she has to fight Ino. Fight is so boring and they both don't have much to prove, and the result is draw, which was a gift for audience. But this is only when they are all kid, of course. I don't want to bring Tsunade and Kurenai and Anko at this timelines. We will talk about them later, but let's rank them and then we go for Shippuden. Number 1. Who is most powerful? I believe the best answer is Temari. She was powerful enough to enter the final exam, and by that I should say she was the only female character who entered it, so it's a big thing. Who has the most useful ability? When you talk about useful abilities, you should think about teamwork more than other. Between Ino's ability and Byakugan of Hinata, I believe Hinata is the winner here. Who has the best personality? Well, this one is the hard one. During their childhood, you must think of which character pushes her friends into the point that they try so hard to become better. I think Sakura, because her manners towards Naruto and made Naruto much powerful, because Naruto wanted her to see him as a powerful ninja. So yeah, Sakura is the answer. Who is the weakest? I believe the most useless character at that time is, I want to say Sakura, but Tenten is still there, so they both are just useless, I guess. But I want to go with Tenten because I said Sakura's name in the best personality. But the real thing starts in Shippuden. Hinata starts to gain more control over her chakra. Sakura becomes a student of Tsunade, the 5th Hokage, who is one of the most powerful female characters. She starts to learn medical jutsus and becoming a master of controlling her chakra and gathering it into certain spots, like her fists. She starts to become more friendly with Naruto and trusting him as a teammate. Tenten began to have access to more ninja tools, and there's not much about Temari. Temari is still strong, don't get me wrong, but she didn't learn any specialties and new jutsus, or at least they didn't show it. Ino is not completely, but still same, although she started to learn medical ninjutsus from Tsunade, but she's not at the same level as Sakura. But there are other characters like Kurenai and Anko. Problem is, we don't get to see them fight so much though, and because of that we are having a hard time comparing them. We know that Anko was a student of Orochimaru, and Kurenai is a junior level ninja who can use Genjutsu. Although she is a master in Genjutsu, her jutsu is so weak against someone like Itachi. And now we have Tsunade, one of the Sannin. She is the granddaughter of Hashirama Senju and a member of both Senju and Uzumaki clan. She is one of the best medical ninjas and she is powerful as hell. So let's start our second ranking. Who is the strongest? To be fair, Tsunade is the most powerful among these characters, and she is the damn Hokage. Well, Sakura is pretty close to her because she learned a lot of her jutsu, probably a bit weaker, so the answer is still Tsunade, and the second person is Sakura, to be honest. Who has the most useful ability? During the Shippuden, you still find Byakugan one of the most useful tools to find out enemy hideouts and 1v1 fights. So Byakugan is still better than Ino's spy jutsus, and it's probably better than Kurenai's genjutsu, Anko's curse, and Temari's wind jutsu. I'm not sure if it's as useful as Sakura and Tsunade's healing jutsu, but I guess finding enemies' weak points and hideouts can help you prevent losing more ninjas. So I still believe Hinata's Byakugan is the most useful ability among them. Who has the best personality? Although Sakura has still effects on Naruto, and in Shippuden she is more friendly with him, at the Pain Attack arc, the only person who put herself in danger to help the only hero that could save the village, that person was Hinata. If it wasn't for her and her fight, Naruto couldn't release his Kyuubi chakra and kill the last member of Sixth Path of the Pain. We can discuss about it, he could or he couldn't, but I believe watching Hinata's death was so hard for Naruto to accept, and that was the light that he needed for releasing that Kyuubi chakra. Although Hinata didn't die actually, but that really did something over there. So I believe that's Hinata, the best personality. Now, the last. Who is the worst female character in the whole Naruto Shippuden? To be honest, every character can do something. We have Ino and Tenten in our list. I believe Ino's possessing ability and a bit of healing jutsu helped her not to become the worst. So, with all due respect, Tenten. So that's your answer, I guess. Hope you like this video. Let us know who you think is the worst female character in Naruto and comment it down below. Love you and see you. Leave down comments and lots of like, don't you forget to subscribe.